Hiya! My name's Megan. I thought I'd make a quick video just about my piercings. A few people have asked me in the past. I don't have that many, but they have asked me questions, so I do a quick video. Also, seeing as I've got a new one, which is that one just there. I do apologise as well for the camera quality. I'm on my laptop and the camera's a little bit pants. So sorry about that. But yeah, my new one is that one, a vertical elaborate piercing. I got it done on Wednesday. It's now Monday, and it all went as planned. I think I expected the worst because I've seen videos of people on YouTube with it done, and they said it swelled up huge and it bled, and this happened, that happened, and I was really, really lucky. I didn't have any problems at all with it. The only problem was that my lip's quite fat, anyways, so it hurt. And it's been about 6 years since I've had a piercing, and it genuinely did hurt. Obviously, I didn't cry or anything, but my eyes did start to water. And I think I was quite shocked by the size of the needle as well. I don't know, it's been a while since I've had a piercing, so you know. I've got quite a few tattoos though, and I've sat for a long amount of time, like over 7.5 hours for one of them, and the pain's not the same. The pain of a single needle is quite, I don't know, it's quite bad, I suppose, for me. So, anyways, had it pierced. I had it pierced at Punctured, which is in Brighton, in one of the lanes, and they're really, really nice in there, really reputable. All staff are very helpful, very, very, very knowledgeable. And if you have any problems or anything, you can always just pop in there and go and ask them questions and stuff, and they'll always be really kind and helpful to you. So I highly recommend them if you're ever in the area. So yeah, had it done. The first day, obviously, it was hurting, kind of bruised feeling. The second day, same thing, but it didn't actually swell up that much. Obviously, they put a longer bar in to begin with, as you can see, which is kind of, it's the only thing that I found wrong with this piercing is it's annoying me because it's hitting on my chin. And to be fair, maybe my chin sticks out a bit, but yeah, it sticks down to my chin, so I keep feeling it. I've only got 5 weeks left of it though, and they'll change it to a smaller one for me. So I'm quite looking forward to that, so hopefully it'll be alright. But it didn't bleed, it didn't swell up that much, nothing bad happened with it at all, and fingers crossed it'll continue to be kind of alright. I do bathe it in the morning and in the evening, and after I've had food, just to make sure it's not, you know, got anything in it. But it's a saline solution with salt water, which I make up and boil myself, and then put it in the fridge and keep it. Just 24 hours, and then I'll make it into a new batch. But I do tend to try and stick to the rules with piercings, because I find if you pay £30 for something, there's no point in it going, you know, septic and funny and having to take it out and all that jazz. If you play by the rules to begin with, then it should be fine and you shouldn't have a problem with it. I do find myself playing with it though. That's another thing. I just realised that I did it then. I put it in my mouth a bit like that, which I probably shouldn't, but I do find myself playing with it a bit. People at work have noticed that as well already. But yeah, I highly recommend this piercing. It's brilliant. As I said, the pain, well, it wasn't too bad. It did hurt quite a bit, but you know, you're having a needle stuck through your lip, so what do you expect? Kind of silly if you expect nothing. But yeah, no, I like it, and I can't wait to have the smaller bar put in, so it's not so kind of long there. But yeah, highly recommend it if anyone's thinking about it. It's a great piercing. I would say, however, do check with your job or, you know, your employer if having a facial piercing is okay. I know that sounds really, probably a little bit lame to some people, but I've wanted this piercing for 10 years. It was just my 26th birthday last week, and the reason why I didn't have it before was because my other employer, she didn't like facial piercings at all. She could put up with my tattoos, that was fine, but facial piercings she just didn't appreciate, so I respected that and didn't have it done. And then now I've got another job, and I did go and ask my manager if having it would be okay, because I work in retail, and obviously I don't want to put my job on the line, because, you know, you've got bills to pay. It wouldn't be very smart to get fired for that. So yeah, I did check. So I do say, you know, whenever anyone asks me, like, oh, you know, what does your job think, or whatever, they're fine with it. I work in retail, and they're okay with it, so, you know, but always do check just in case, because you don't want to pay £30 for something and then have to remove it. that's a waste of money. So I do have a belly bar, but I won't show you that. That was done years ago when I was about 18. The other piercing that I have that I was going to show is just because people ask about it, are my microdermals, but it's a funny angle, so I don't know if you're going to be able to see them properly. They are straight on my arm before anyone says anything. Is it because I move my arm around? So I've got two in my arm, a star and a circle at the moment. I had them done 6 years ago. From what I remember, I was a little bit of a guinea pig. He'd done them on himself. He'd done them on his other staff within his piercing studio. He hadn't done that many on customers. But I went in there and I asked him about them, and he said yes, he did do them, and I trusted him enough to have them done. I don't remember the pain. It was so long. It was 6 years ago. I don't remember. I do remember that the healing process took a couple of weeks. He used a dermal punch. So obviously he's made a hole in my arm that was slightly bigger than the actual dermal anchor itself. So obviously I wasn't allowed to get it kind of wet or in hot water or anything. Because otherwise my skin would kind of like relax and it might fall out. I had them covered up from what I remember. Again, I might be wrong, but from what I remember I did have them covered up for probably about a week or two, just to hold them in place. I did obviously change that, and I made sure they were clean and whatever, but I've never had any issue with them. They are my favourite thing to date, and I would highly recommend them for anyone. Just make sure you go to a good place to have them done. Obviously they are a lot more common now. I had them done 6 years ago, not many people had them. Now you can see, people have them just down here in their face or down their breastbone, and they look really pretty. I quite like them. But do obviously make sure you go to a good place to have it done, because they are, well, I say they're permanent unless you have them cut out, pretty much. But I've never had any problem. The most asked question that I get is, don't you catch them on everything? And up until 8 months ago, no, I hadn't caught them on anything. Then I moved house, and I actually caught them on a box. I caught just one of them on a box, and it hurt, but it's fine. Like, as you can see, like there's nothing wrong with it now. It was this one here, but there's nothing wrong with them. They sit quite flat. I don't know if you can see properly. They sit quite flat to my arm, so they're not. They don't really catch on anything. I love them, and as I said, I work in retail, so people do see them, and I do get people say, "Oh, wow, are they stuck on, or are they piercings?" So I do get questions quite a lot about those. But yeah, they're great. If you're thinking about having them done, go for it. Best things I've ever had done, I think. But yeah, so that's all about my piercings. If you've got any questions or anything, then just post something below, and I'll answer it for you. Thanks, bye!